Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Fursey's Tasting Moment. First off, it's now the 11th of January. I've got to say I apologise for disappearing just before Christmas, and now it's the first time I've been online since then. I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope you had all a good festive break. And like I say, I do apologise. I had a serious bout of food poisoning which has totally destroyed my brewing. I've thrown brews away, which was what I was handling at the time when I actually fell sick. So I've thrown that away before just in case I contaminated it. But hey, you're not here to hear about that. We'll save that for Wednesday. Today is Fursey's Tasting Moment. Today I've got a beer from the Burleigh Brewing Company over in Queensland, which is on the Gold Coast of Australia, or Gold Coast of Queensland in Australia, next or very close to the famous Surfers Paradise. It's a small craft brewery. I've had a quick look on their website. I'll put links to the website on this video below. Guys, go and check it out. They've got some real fun sounding beers. I've only had this one, the first one I've seen, but I'm certainly going to go and seek out the other beers, and perhaps I'll do a whole series on the Burleigh Brewing beers, because they do look like they've got some real fun beer. They do like a fig jam IPA, which no idea what it tastes like, but it's certainly aroused my curiosity. They've got 28, which is a 70 style IPA, and I don't know what the flavours are. I've never tasted them, but they certainly do sound fun. They sound like a brewery that don't take themselves too seriously, and which is one of the reasons why this beer caught my attention. So without further ado, let's get going. This is, I don't know if you can see there, beer is called My Wife's Bitter. I'd imagine, I've not tasted it, I'd imagine it's a typical Queensland bitter beer, which happens when you go over there. A lot of the places seem to have a lot of bitters. 4X originates from that area. And let's see what it says. So it's My Wife's Bitter. It's 330 mils. It's brewed in the Burleigh Brewery, Burleigh Head, Queensland, Australia. Give you another look at the label there. Very glamorous, lovely lady she is too. And you know, what caught me this is it's Friday night. I know in a minute when I go and sit down, I'm going to get all my chores for the weekend, and I'm going to sit there and curse in the better half. What better than drinking a beer and dedicating it to your better half? So let's see what it says. It's an English bitter, Burleigh style. Some marriages drive people to drink, some drinks drive people to marriage. Find out why our coastal version of a classic English bitter is a brew worth committing to at mywifesbitter.com.au. So go and check that link out. I'll put the link on there just so you can check it out. I have to apologise, I misled you. I said it was a Queensland style bitter. They are saying it's a English style bitter. What better than an Englishman to check it out? Let's get that glass. So, first off, from your trusty London cap opener, see if we can see what kind of sound we get there. Well, only a slight hiss, not great. There's no real carbonation coming out. Certainly tastes malty. Let me just see how it pours. Let's have a look. Hold up to the light. Let's see if you can see that over by the light there. I don't think you can. Certainly slightly lighter than the breweries that I've been used to, something like from say the Folkestons or one of those sort of, one of the more famous breweries, in the traditional breweries in England and London and the home counties. Got I suppose it's a very, very dark amber colour. Let's have a certainly can't taste too much malt or hops, but there's certainly an aroma there, certainly a beer aroma. You have to bear with me, I'm a little bit out of action. I've not had beer for nearly 3 weeks, so I've got to get the taste buds kicking again. Certainly is carbonated, it is bitter. It's not particularly what I would consider smooth. I'd say it's probably a little bit too carbonated certainly for an English bitter, hence why they say Burleigh style, I suppose. They say they're using English hops, and I'd imagine they're probably using something like a Kent Goldings, but I can't, it's not particularly, certainly very carbonated. Not unpleasant. I actually would prefer to drink this, to be honest, than going in and having a lager. It's sort of a little bit darker, a little bit more hoppy. I suppose it is an IPA really, but very, very fizzy. But I think sort of coming in from the sun and having a cold one of these on the way home with your mates, I think we'd go down a treat. Not bad. You can see there's not a great deal of lacing that stays here. See a little bit there on the glass, and a little bit. So there is some body there. It doesn't hold its body, but not bad. I'd give this. It's not the best beer I've had, but hey, it's a craft brewery. Certainly has a fun name. They have a fantastic website, a real fun website, really worthwhile checking that out. If you're in the area or you live that way, they do brewery tours, so thoroughly recommend that. I'd love someone who lives that way to go and do that and maybe put a video on that so we can all see. I would probably give this it's not quite good enough to be in the 90s, but I'd probably give it a high, probably around, let's say an 87%. Guys, it's nice. Not as good as the White Rabbit, but it is a good beer. Certainly be drinking more of these on a hot summer's day. Cheers guys, that's all for now. See you on Wednesday. Thanks for joining me.